Welcome back to Morning in America. We are continuing to follow breaking developments from Highland Park, Illinois, just outside of Chicago, the scene of the latest mass shooting in America at a 4th of July parade. People running for their lives at what was supposed to be a moment of celebration. That is certainly etched in a lot of people's minds this morning. The community is searching for answers. Highland Park is idyllic, historically safe, the affluent suburb just about 25 miles north of downtown Chicago. Around 30,000 people live in Highland Park. It's so picturesque that film crews have selected the city as the perfect backdrop for movies. Some of the most iconic from the 1980s, Risky Business, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Weird Science, 16 Candles, all filmed in Highland Park. The scene that unfolded at this year's 4th of July parade, something no one could have predicted. I'm joined now by Ryan Burrow, news director and reporter with NewsNation affiliate WGN Radio right here in Chicago. I know you're a native, Ryan, of the area in and around Highland Park, but as a transplant here, I myself found out that Highland Park is a suburb. A lot of friends would say, oh, go visit there, shop there. It's a heavenly place to live. But can you describe the community for us, for our viewers?
Yeah, and then that's what makes this a prime location for a 4th of July parade like we saw here, which, by the way, if you look behind me, there are still wagons and backpacks and chairs littering the roadway, not something you'd expect to see in this posh northern suburb. You mentioned before 30,000 people, a pretty prominent location. We know that Michael Jordan's had a home here. Scottie Pippen has had a home here. So it's a place where a lot of Chicagoites come and they live in a fairly wealthy suburb. And this downtown area is typically bustling right now with coffee shops open, banks opening up. You can hear the train starting to go behind me. It's a commuter community where people can jump on the train and end up in Chicago within a half hour. So this is something you would not expect here. This is a very well-attended parade. I personally have been to this 4th of July parade in years past. Thousands of people turn out for it, and certainly not expecting the outcome that we saw yesterday.
And you know, you can't expect something like this to happen anywhere, and then it happens. This is just more proof that no neighborhood is immune to gun violence. What are you hearing from your friends, those you know who live there, this morning?
You know, I think one of the toughest things for a lot of people to swallow is the fact that what we know about this person in custody right now is that person is from the area and likely knew that there was going to be a large parade, knew that there would be thousands of people, knew the layout. And if what police are saying is correct, understood that there was a way to potentially get in a good sight line to create mass casualties. So I think now that someone is in custody, from what I can tell, people are slightly relieved, but also disturbed knowing that someone in their own community, someone who knows the area, knows the people, would go through with something like this.
You mentioned how affluent the community is. One would think that business leaders, community leaders would immediately be jumping into action to try to tackle security and safety so that this doesn't happen again. Are we hearing anything about that this morning?
I would expect that to take place. We're still completely roped off from this area, and police continue to treat this as a crime scene, walking back and forth, looking through various aspects. And eventually what they'll do is they'll remove the police tape. I'm sure that will open the roadway up for people to come pick up those wagons, pick up those lost chairs. We've already seen some people coming and doing that today. And at that point, they will begin the process of assessing, how do we make this safer? How do we make it possible to have another parade here in the future?
You know, Ryan, I can only imagine there are people who would normally walk their dog, take a jog in the morning, go get their morning cup of coffee, and today just wanting to stay home and hold their loved ones close. Ryan, thank you so much for being with us.
Okay.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.